Alright everybody, so today we are going to talk about taro and why I'm growing it in containers instead of in the ground. So a few years ago I started growing taro in containers, and the reason I wanted to grow it in containers instead of in the ground is because they look like elephant ears. And I know that elephant ears, like to spread, because I have seen that in other people's gardens. I just see them like spread farther and farther and wider and wider, and I didn't want that to be the same case with me. So I started growing the tubers or the corms in the containers. Now, when I look it up, taro belongs in the same family as elephant ears, and both taro and elephant ears are known botanically as Colocasia esculenta, and I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. So it was so interesting. I have never Googled more things before between as to what elephant ears and the taro, what they look like, the difference between them. And depending on what you read, there's just so much information and so different information out there. So I was trying to look at the .org websites, and they all seem to say that they belong in the same family, and they also have the same botanical name. So that to me means that they're the same plant. But when you Google whether taro is edible or not versus elephant ears, they both kind of like say different things. So I am not going to tell you that they're the same or not. I don't know for sure. I know sometimes we can't always rely on the internet, but the reason I'm relying on this being taro is because I bought it at the grocery store as taro roots. And I know that based on my family, based on my culture growing up, we do eat the taro roots, and they taste like potatoes, and I love using taro roots in smoothie, like a taro boba smoothie. When I researched, it was saying that there's a difference between taro and elephant ears. Like taro don't get as tall as elephant ears, which could get to like 9 feet, and maybe just 4 feet for the taro. So that's another difference. So it is quite confusing to me. My parents would probably know for sure, but my parents are not here for me to show them what these look like, and I don't grow what you call elephant ears. I grow taro. So because of that, I really can't tell the difference specifically, but I did went on one side. It was saying that the taro, where the leaves come up, they come up farther up from the base, whereas elephant ears leaves growing up from the very base. So that was something that I found that was different. And I remember looking at my mother-in-law's elephant ears, and hers, the leaves were coming from down at the bottom of the base, versus the taro that I have here. I bought these taro at a grocery store, and because of that, of course it didn't come with a tag, a growing tag, plant tag that is. So when I looked, it was saying that the growing zones were 8 to 10 or 8 to 11. I just confirmed it. It's 8 to 11, and I'm in 8A right now. So technically they could be left in the ground during the winter, which I know they would do well if they were in the ground, because I have them in the containers. I'm going to give it a try. I'm going to mulch the top really well during the winter, and just leave the bulbs or the tubers or the corms. That was the other thing too, is hard to figure out whether they're called corms or tubers. They seem to be saying the same thing, or even bulbs. So I'm just gonna go with corms because that's what I usually see them mostly as. So I'm going to try that. I overwinter these in the garage this past winter, and they all the containers have done really well. I have some in this container. They all started off with one. As you can see, it has multiplied. So that's why I wanted to have them in containers instead. So that way I will be able to control them very well. Now they grow best. Oh, let me show you the other one too. So there's that one. And then there's this one. You can see I'm starting to get another one right there. So I have 4 containers total. All right, everybody. So I'm doing another take because the other one had my face chopped off on the screen there. So let's do another take. So Taro loves moist soil, just like elephant ears, and it does well in part sun or full sun. I really have extreme full sun here, so I'm growing it in partial sun. This area gets afternoon sun, I believe starting maybe at 2 or 3 o'clock, and then morning, it gets morning shade. So because I don't have a lot of shady spot right now, this is the best location for it. It's not the ideal location because it is in the front garden. It doesn't look too pretty, but it's at least it's not in the front. This is the best location for it for now. And yeah, if you have not grown taro, give it a try, because not only does it resemble elephant ears, which, like I mentioned, elephant ears and taro have the same botanical name, and the common name for the Colocasia esculenta would be taro, or elephant ears, and a few other names as well. But I still don't want to try eating elephant ear roots or corms or tubers. I would prefer to eat the tubers for this taro instead, simply because I bought it as taro roots. So at least I know what this is, and I've grown up eating taro roots, so I'm just gonna stick with this just to be on the safe side until I get some confirmation from my parents who have grown up eating taro roots and maybe elephant ears too, and they will be able to tell me for sure whether they are the same thing or not. So if you have not grown taro, I hope you will give it a try, and I would recommend starting them in containers, so that way you will know their growth habit, and that way you'll know for sure whether you want it spreading or you just want it contained in containers like I am doing right now. I actually started off with 2 roots over here, and as you can see, it has multiplied to 3, 6, 9 over here, or 10, and I have some more in the front there with other more than one tuber. So I know for sure that they're going to spread, and if you put them in the ground in moist condition, in like the right sun requirement, I know it's going to take off. So we don't want that to happen, and I don't want that to happen, and I don't want it to spread on you if you don't want it to spread. I think that is it. So I hope you will give it a try growing them in containers first. So with that, I hope you found this video enjoyable and helpful, and until my next video, take care and bye for now.
It's me, the Mario. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please make sure to like and subscribe and ring the notification bell so that way you don't miss out on any more content.